I'm so grateful that every time the church shows up, she seems like she always makes things better. I got a very timely reminder from St. Charles Borromeo this morning about why do we celebrate Advent. And this sort of nominal notion of the season of Advent is that we're preparing for Christmas. St. Charles Borromeo reminds us that we're not only preparing for Christmas during this season of Advent, we're also preparing for the second coming of Jesus when he comes to declare an end to the age of mercy and the inauguration of his kingdom of peace. And this was anticipated. This has been anticipated by the people of God, stretching all the way back to the time of the Messianic prophets, when this Isaiah school of prophecy was writing. They were right in the middle of a civil war in the nation of Israel, and the things of the world looked awful. And Isaiah, early on in his book, specifically in chapter 2, verse 2, he writes, "It shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of the mountains, and shall be raised above the hills. And all the nations shall flow to it, and many people shall come and say, Come, let us go up to the mountain of the Lord, to the house of the God of Jacob, that he may teach us his ways, and that we may walk in his paths." And the people of the time of Jesus in first century Judea were kind of in a similar position, that, in the midst of the domination of the Roman Empire in the Promised Land, they began to wonder with understandable concern whether God was still faithful to his promises or not. And, beginning with the announcement from the Archangel Gabriel, it became known and spread throughout the world that this was the time of fulfillment of God's promise of salvation. And so, fast forward to 2024, I know that a lot of us, we see it reflected in news reports every day. People are looking around at the world and wondering, what's going on and what does the future hold for us? And again, very understandable concerns about what we have to look forward to. And um, this is a season where we kind of take a step back and recognize that just as in the time of Isaiah, just as in the time of Jesus himself, that the people of God, have always had legitimate concern about the future, and to remind ourselves that Jesus and God is always faithful to his promises, and that when we entrust all that we have and are to him, we can come to rest in his mercy, come to rest in the rightness of his judgment, and come to rest in his peace. So, in this season, this great season of penance and transformation, remember, God is who he says he is. You are who he says you are, and live the life that he made you to live.